Hello, g'day. I hope you're well. And I was just watching that video. That was all right. The fungal resistant gene one. That was pretty cool. Today, I'm going to go through some why cannabis should be legal, some agriculture innovations, which is so rad. There's some really good ones too. I got some really good videos, and a new cannabinoid that was found through the week. I'll talk a little bit about THCP, and we'll do some question and answer stuff because that kind of worked pretty good last week. Cheers. Nice. Good. G'day. Sure, bro. Sorry. Just saying that we're going to run through some cannabis legalization stuff, why it should be legal, agriculture innovations, THCP is a new molecule cannabinoid that was found, and we'll do some question and answers. So if you've got any Q&A stuff, save it soon and I'll go through that. I'm not going to show any slides like I did at the start because the Q&A stuff seems to be more interactive and more better. All right, so I'll start by, g'day Jeff. I'm going to start now. I'm going to show some stuff here, so I won't be able to see the chat for a minute. So actually I'll show this video. It's rad. It was one I played a while ago. It was on agriculture innovations, but it's a good way to start. Oh no, where is it? This one. Just till more people get in, and then I'll show the cool one. So this is the one that this is what greenhouses are going to look like in the future. So they're going to be on these sliding tracks. That's going to enable you to put the crop in the zone that it needs to be. So if you want to create more humidity or want to light deprivize it, that's a good spot to wheel this over. And the studio has tracks. Very good. And then they're all climate controlled inside. So everything's automated and set up. Not bad at all. Wouldn't be cheap, but still it's very, very effective. And this in this type of a market, you need stuff that's effective and it's going to work. You know, big LPs, why they fail, they only have to have 1 or 2 failed runs, and that's going to ruin their operation because of all the overheads and stuff that they have to pay. All right, that's that one. Now another cool one was this one, which was the roof. I just thought it was snazzy. Is it playing? It's not blooming playing. Play. Okay. Look, I've got a technical error here. Whoop, it played then. Come back here then. Oh, there we go. So it's just on string. So you'd have, not string, chain or some sort of wire, and it would just be linked up through a big pulley at the other end. It's a bit glitchy. Linked up through a pulley, and it just pulls up, and each one of them has like a stopper on the end, and they pull through. How cool is that? And look, from midnight to daylight instantly. That's cool. All right, that one's done. Now there's another one which is this is cool. Do it yourself agricultural innovations. I wonder if this is big screen for you. I hope it is. So that's just flowers. They're just getting rid of the bugs out of the flowers. This is popping holes in the underneath the shade cloth stuff that you put in to stop weeds. That's just snazzy. Look at that. To apply any type of surface at amendments or anything like that you need. Diatomaceous earth look like. Cool ways to save your back. That's snazzy. Once it's linked up, that'd be for big, massive fields. Just good ergonomic ways where you can sustainably do agriculture. Look at that little cheap-ass rails system that they've just linked up, but no one has to lift those huge watermelons. That's very cool. I'll play that later. That's going well. Right, add the stream. Now I'll run through. I suppose I'll say hello to G'day and Cherbro, to Jeff, Skizbit, how you going? G'day Wombat Organics, Fort Plants, huh? Nice. I'll get to show the slides now. Not slides, this week's science innovative stuff. Show your computer. I had a nice sesh this one. I'm feeling it pretty good. Bear with me. No, this isn't working. Share screen. That's it. Entire screen. All right, I'm here. We're there. So this is so cool. So if you're in a dry climate, of course, you've got to set up some sort of irrigation, and people usually do the big sprinkler setups. But these misting setups, just fascinating. Look at it. The drops don't sit around longer on the plant, so it's less chance of any type of spores or anything fungal or any problems happening. So this micro misting a field is really cool. And see, these are the sensors. It looks like that's the sensors there, and they just turn on whenever they programmed it in. So it's a hell of a lot of setup work with all of those tubings, but how effective. I'll get back to, actually no, I'll talk about this. This is a electron scanning microscope of some trichomes where they've done some tests, metabolizing tests inside of it to see what's actually going on, and it's changed things. Which one's this one? Yep, sorry, you're gonna have to read with me then. So for more than 40 years, they thought cannabis, it's just changed stuff. So a new study from Dr. Livingston and co-authored by Lacey Samuels of the University of BC reveals that microenvironments in THC is produced and transported in cannabis trichomes, and it sheds light to several critical points in the pathways of the THC and CBD within the cells, because you know they all originate with the CBG, that's in the cannabinoid family tree, biology. So this really helps us understand how the cells in trichomes can pump out massive quantities of THC and terpenes that are toxic to the plants at high quantities without poisoning itself. So they went to rapid freeze the cannabis trichomes and immobilize the cellular structure to see what's going on in situ. So they would have done that in a lab situation under a test in a plate to see what's going on. Actually, they wouldn't have to do under a plate. They would have set it up in a living plant to see what's going on, because it would have to get its activity. Unless they froze it and then seen how it unthawed. Anyway, that's what's going on. That's what they did. Sorry to crap on. The research helps to define the subcellular shipping routes that cannabis uses to create an efficient pipeline from raw materials to end products without accumulating toxins and waste. So that was from the Johns Hopkins University. That's cool. All right. How do I stop that one? Cool. It's back to them. So that was that thing. Next. This proves vertical towers with cannabis do work. Like you don't get your big plants, you're just going to get your little tiny things, but it is possible. And this is pretty big. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 tiers there, and that'd all be set up hydroponically, so you don't have to do anything with them. You just got to go to a big reservoir and manually operate that. But yeah, so it's not organic, but it's rad. It's just how it does work, and they're not losing the blurples anymore like they started to back in the day. They're nice chunky buds. They don't have any deficiencies by the look of it. Pretty good. This is shows by planting more plants, it improves the environment. And this is just a little cartoon of how it does so. So down the bottom here, you got your one tree, and this is the sort of nature or biology that you're going to attract, because it starts in the food, this soil food web. It goes from the bottom and then it goes to the top. So if you got things missing, stuff is above isn't interested in the stuff below. It's not there. So you go a little bit up above, and it's planted a bit more, and look, a bit more diversity is coming in, and then heaps more is planted, and it's functioning. just properly. So the whole world is not doing the top one. The whole world's doing the bottom one. They're clearing land. They're putting down concrete and bitumen and asphalt and not doing it. So they wonder why, what's going on. Fucking idiots. So sorry to swear, but it's just terrible, mate. You know, legalize cannabis. It'll definitely help. And this is really good innovation. So people were doing mountain solar panels, you know, on fixed structures. Now it's just floating. Why not? So cool. I just thought that's got to be shared. Someone could pick up that idea and hopefully run with that. What can we use this bit of water for we're not using for? Well, you can still use the water and you can use it for producing. Where they had to have flowing water before to get the hydro electricity. Why is cannabis a threat to farmers, big pharmaceuticals? It's because states with legal medical cannabis use lower overdose cases in drugs. Painkiller dependency is reducing. Medical cannabis is cheaper than pharma drugs. Yeah, medical cannabis is naturally grown medicine. Unbelievable. Which that will link into the next thing. I wonder if it is. No, it's the video. I hope it's... Well, that was the... Actually, I'm going to skip to it because it's pretty cool. That one. It's a study that's done on chronic pain. So 1 in 4 patients in Australia are turning to the black market to get their cannabis to manage their chronic pain symptoms. Yeah, the government already know that because they can't manage the money, they don't care. That's the best they can do. And now with the new government, they're going to start and actually adjust shit, and it's actually going to get somewhere. So things are actually going to change now. As National Pain Week wraps up, a study by the Chronic Pain Australia has highlighted the ongoing work needs to increase. Yeah, really? Who would have friggin' thought? Well, the problem with these people is they don't believe anyone unless you've done a scientific study. So now that they've done the study, they can all relate to it and say, well, look what happened. So of the 1,500 patients, 27 of the patients revealed they go to the black market and still score. And the stuff that they'd be scoring would be shit, so it would medicinally be very helping them at minimal. If it was legalized, shit a brick, this stuff sort of wouldn't happen. But the government wouldn't get as much money. So who's going to win? Well, we're going to lose because the government wants money. Illegal cannabis puts patients at risk for unwanted consumption, i.e. for contaminants of heavy metals, pesticides, and in addition, known potency and origin. That's right. Could have all sorts of other crap in it too. Stuff you don't want. Viruses, they could be, if the handling procedures aren't as good as medicinal, the stuff that you get, it might be sprayed afterwards as well. This wasn't mentioned. From a microscope in 2005, I picked up this stuff that they were putting in the batches, and it was this white powdery stuff. It looked like you'd baked the bench, so under the naked eye you couldn't see it, and it just felt stickier. And then under the microscope, it looked like it was baker's, like you're ready to cook a pie. And it turns out that when you, in the drying process, you soak it in this stuff and then it dries with it on it. It adds a bit of weight. It adds a bit of stickiness to it as well. And yeah, anyway, that'll do for that bit. Did I skip anything? I don't know. Oh yeah, this is a study that was to prove that CBD helps with influenza. It's in Philadelphia. Philadelphia researchers omitted phytocannabinoids from their study from the superinfections. That doesn't explain it enough. That was pretty technical anyway, but that was just another study that they did with cannabis that proves that it really works. Or endocannabinoids. This is in the neurons in your brain, and these are the signals, and in between it is the synapses, and that's when they jump across and signals want to get through. And they reckon that the cannabinoids help in the signal processing. So endocannabinoid, because you know our ECS, our endocannabinoid system that we have in our body, the sixth sense, as Harvard Medical says it is. I'll read this. Endocannabinoids modulate synapse function by activating cannabinoid receptors in the central nervous system. These lipid messages regulate our neural functions and behaviors. Cannabis is definitely medicine. Global Research Center. Good stuff. It's this one. Arkansas approves signatures for recreational medical proposal. Good on ya. Arkansas, another state happening. This is for people that live in Western Australia. Please, in Australia, obviously. Woohoo, good weed. If you're in Western Australia and want to get involved, contact this email here, or there's a cell phone number, and they're interested in people helping the party, the Legalised Cannabis Western Australia Party. These are the people that is going to help Australia get over the board. So anybody who wants to get over, I've contacted them and just left them a thing, email, just to say if I can ever help or do anything. I'd be really more than likely to, even though I'm on this side of the country. So I promote this and really encourage others to do the same. It's only going to help us in the long run, because it's going to reduce the prices. It's going to help, get it into, we're not criminals anymore, that sort of stuff. And Switzerland has taken the step too. Now, medical cannabis is now legal in Switzerland. So it's happening everywhere. Everyone's realizing finally the properties of it, that it's very beneficial. And there's so much good stuff in it that we need more research done, and we need to educate others and doctors to tell them but Big Pharma are opposed us because of they don't make money. So it's not a business. So therefore, businesses to do with making money sucks. This is a new cannabinoid that was found a few weeks ago. It's THCP. I'm reading from the top. Tetrahydrocannabiphorol. Cannabiphorol. It's a naturally occurring cannabinoid. The first found when? I'm going to read that. So you're seeing this too. Oh well, this is my notes. There it is. Firstly narrowing when. That's not what I wanted to press. That's not what I wanted to press either. I hope you're laughing with me or at me. Naturally occurring was first found in very small amounts in Australian and Italian medical cannabis, known as FM2. Good on you, Italians, helping helping the world in research. And this is very sad. That's a monarch butterfly in North America, and I used to remember them coming by and saying g'day in Canada. They have now, what's it say? Actually, I'll go back to that list again and read the thing, what I've put under here. Monarchs, they've stopped migrating, and it's because of pesticides. It so sucks. They have now been added to the IUCN Red List of threatened species. Eliminate the use of pesticides. Plant native milkweed. So yeah, because the farmers are now, so they're using all synthetics. So the synthetics have gone to naturally feed the plant, and it's become weaker for itself, and it can't defend itself because it's used to being bottle fed, just like caged chickens. They can't fend for themselves. You'll just put them outside and they'll fall over because they're just used to being stood up. And the plant needs pesticides. So that's why the big business makes so much money, because it's a circle for them. They've created a circle. They fuck up your stuff, and then you've got to go, they provide the stuff to fix it, but that stuff to fix it ruins the whole atmosphere and the microbes and the insects and everything like that. And this is a perfect example. The monarch butterflies have just been pesticided, and they're not migrating north. They come from Mexico. Like, they used to fly thousands and thousands of kilometers and miles to get to where they had to. And I was so impressed. Oh, that's them when they're in juvenile. Is it larva or pupa? Someone in entomology knows better. But yeah, that's what they look like. So if you see them, encourage them. Don't get rid of them. That's the monarchs. This is an Australian paper through the week. Booze is the wrong drug of choice. Can you believe? See, this is the technology that Australia has. We've finally realised that alcohol might be the wrong drug of choice. Alcohol appears to cause more harm on more levels than any other drug. Really? it's just it shits me that Australia is so friggin' slow and so I don't know what the word is without putting them down. Yeah, but it's good that it's coming to attention for the positives and it's finally getting addressed. So yeah, and this is again to do with Western Australia. So it's to do with that legalised cannabis party. They're putting this stuff out and they're really trying. So it's yeah, good on them. Promote the legalised cannabis Australia party. Woohoo! This is pretty sad. This is not to do with anything, but when you go into shops, some of them have this sign up, but you've got to look closely now because we all know about video, but they friggin' record your damn audio. Can you believe that? And then they'll pass it on as evidence to the cops. So if anything's unlawful said or anything like that, if you're talking about a video that you possibly saw, they might be able to twist it around on you. And this is happening in, actually there's a few, I'm going to read where it's Boots UK and Walgreens USA. They're the two places that currently have this up and are action. I feel it just sucks, mate. It's the signs, and with this 5G stuff they're pushing, that's what enables this to happen. So the government is saying, yeah, you get better reception. Yeah, and they can link up all their devices, like London. It's all on cameras. You can't go anywhere in London. Every single, nook and cranny is nearly covered with a camera. That's our future. Pig's ass. Boycott this shit. It sucks. I think that's all. That's the last one. I'll go back just in case I missed any. What was that video? Oh, that was that one. So that's it. Yep, been through that. So now some Q&A. So I'll stop sharing. I'll just scroll up a bit. I'll say good day. Anything I missed? I'll put a different background on. You don't want to see me. Let's see if there's any questions. So if there's any questions, guys, pump them out. Ned Kelly, how you going? What's the cooling the plants? Was that cooling the plants? Says Jeff. Sure, I don't know what that means. Maybe mist. If the mist mist cools plants because it raises the humidity. If the humidity is above about 60%, the temperature won't be affected if you raise the humidity. It'll just go all. Actually, it is relative, so that's a lie. But it's not affected much. It really happens when it's really dry and you put the bit of moisture in. That's when it really changes the difference a lot. There you go, Matthew. AussyCC, g'day. I painted my greenhouse black. Oh, that's pretty cool. So that means you'll attract the sun's rays and it'll get nice and it'll get hotter in winter. Good on you. Anything else scrolling down? Jeff, no colours anymore. Painted black. You did paint it black. AussyCC. Well, that's not any questions, guys. Let me know. Skizbits, there you go. G'day, Mongrel Stoner. Mick Stoned, is he? That's the way. What date was that article on the bong wrong drug? Oh, that one. That was on the boozing one. That was Monday, July 18, 2022 in the Western Australian paper. July. I'll show that again for you. Share screen. I'll share the whole screen. I know. There you go. So the top right hand corner, mate, is July 18, 2022. I'll put on this for the people who come in late. I played a cool innovation thing. I'll just play it in the background. So this is it here, and it's going to run. Just some cool innovation stuff. While I'm going through this list. Corporate government, media, police, all having their credibility crisis. Yes. I've seen the legalized cannabis party already. Already a member. Join up no matter what state. Oh, hey? Good advice, Mongrel Stoner. So you can already join. So I don't even know if I'm joined. Got to look into that. Got to support that stuff. Good advice, mate. Thank you. High humidity at night, lights out, doesn't matter. There's a question mark next to it, but it does matter. High humidity at night, that's when you get a lot of problems. Because in that fungal video that I showed before, that was on my YouTube. I'll go to that and I'll play it. And I'll show you in that, because that pretty much talks about the, I wonder if I actually can just share it, because it saves me talking, because it says all of the stuff in it. That's really, I just released a fungal resistance genetic video just before this, and there we go. So I'll play this. Actually, no, I'm not going to play it. You can watch it. But it's got in it the water activity level. I'll show you the slides. G'day. This is a video. The water activity level, where it's here. Share screen. Entire screen, easier. This one, I'll go to this one. So here, this is the water activity level it requires for spores to germinate. So up to top is bacterial spores, and here is mold and fungal, mold and yeast, which is fungal spores. So it is possible, if it's above 60 or 65% humidity, you get osmotic yeast sprouting. And so we do have Aspergillus, Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces is the one that they use for brewing beer and that. So they're probably more around than you'd think. So they can happen if there's one of them spores, those little round fungal seeds, is sitting on a leaf, for instance, and it gets to 65% humidity in your tent at any time, day or night. That's when it's enough for it to, the conditions are perfect for it to germinate. These are its germinating conditions. So little round seed will start and put its little tail out, and it'll germinate in above 65% humidity if it's there. So people with the VPDs, they say go up to 75%. That's cool, but you just run this risk. That's all. And because I've had these things in the past, I don't do it. And plus two, with higher humidity levels, you get less roots drinking, because the moisture has to flow from a higher pressure to a lower pressure. So if it's higher in the plant, it'll go from the plant to the moisture in the atmosphere. And if it's lower in the plant, it won't go from the moisture from the plant to the atmosphere. So if you've got a higher VPD or humidity, that doesn't promote the plant to drink. It's just another thing too. All right, stop sharing. Go back to reading. Now, humidity, that was the high humidity at night thing. I hope helped that one, mate. Skizbits. Wonder if you can run an organic DWC setup using a tea type solution. Mate, you can. And what you do is, when you brew your tea up, you don't give it to it in above 1500 parts per million. You've got to watch, because it's a high salinity. When it gets confused and it won't drink, it's like as if it's there's too much shit in the substrate, in its rhizosphere, so it can't uptake nutrients. So that's about the only thing. And there, let me find, see, this might take a bit. I've got a video. No, not a video. I've got a article, pictures on that, which shows organic. Where would this be? I just put it recently, actually, in a video, but I've done so many videos before I started studying again, I can't really remember. Damn, it's really cool too. It shows how they use a hydroponic setup using teas. Maybe if it's in the tea one, I'll look in that one. All right, so you're gonna have to bear with me, because you can't see it. No, it's not there. Someone else speak. Remember, if you've got any questions, just pump them down, because I'm trying to find some answers, even though this is a really unorganized one. Root size, I need the tea one. I did a video on tea. I don't know which one it is. and that it's talked about the organic type of tea and how you can use that for your DWC setups. How to make microbeads. No. Fill out your roots. Soil temp. Just looked in that. All right, I'm going to have to get up here because you're going to get a bit annoyed. Spewing. Oh, well, sorry. I should put cannabis leaf senescence. No. No. I'm going to give up. Oh, it's really cool though. Oh well, sorry mate, but yes, you can do it. What you do, like similar to saying, you just filter it down, and you notice deficiencies. You'll get them really fast, so you've got to be really on top of it. Have your organic inputs ready, the ones that will break down fast. Like for instance, if you use oyster shell flour, that's slower to break down, but if you just use the oyster shell, it'll break down faster to give a calcium deficiency. So that's an example of something that you just got to be on top of. Maybe it's in my enhanced nutrients one. I'll have a quick look in there. All right. Sorry. No, I'm not sorry, actually, because I'm trying to find something. Vids are made. Enhanced nutrients. Enhanced vermicastings. Come on. So you are in there. No, it's not. Oh, that's right. That's got on the making of the worm farms. Oh well, sorry. It just shows basically a setup. It's pretty similar and primitive. You've got to filter it out pretty good. Like the same when you do a foliar spray with tea, you just filter the shit out of it because you don't want it to clog up your filter. That's what I do. I wonder if you can. All right, that's Skizbits. AussyCC, Brian Walker, YouTube. His part to legalise. Yeah, Brian Walker's rad, mate. He's one of my LinkedIn contacts. I've spoken to him a couple of times. He's very much the man, I suppose, to support the movement in Western Australia. Good bloke. Here's some good questions. Oh, yep. Single pot system would be the best. I was thinking about multiple pot DWC having issues. Okay. Single pot system would be the best. I'm not sure. It must be talking in the chat about something. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry. ppm meter sounds imperative. Okay. What's a good water soluble phosphorus? Ooh, a good water soluble phosphorus. Well, guano is very high in phosphorus, and that breaks down quite well when you put it in. It's in the poos. They have the bird poos. Like you don't use bat poo anymore because it's been sourced with bad things now. It used to be back when it first came out, 10 or 20 years ago, it was good, and now it's become more like of a job. So people are going out and getting stuff that's not as good as it should be, and they're finding trace elements of crap in it. So personally, I use seabird guano. It's got just as much good in it. It's got a 0.013 rating, and it breaks down fast. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it though. Oh yeah, and Skizbit said that. What's a good water soluble? He seems to make good sense. Oh, maybe it's coming through real fast, the comments. Okay. But yeah, that's what I suggest, mate. It's heaps better and better for the environment too. It saves, you don't have to import that stuff, and people can sustainably do it. It's a lot better. So yeah, that's what I prefer, because if you do chukpu, it's very high in it too, but it's very rich in it. So it's got to be like broken down first, or I haven't played around with it because it's too rich. I usually break it down first. So I'll put it through a worm bin or compost it through a compost method and do it that way. Oh, out of chat questions. I've packed away my... Oh, yeah. All right, that's it. It's going to be a short show today. Is that really... There's no more... That's that video done. That's that one. Was there any other videos? Oh, there was that one. Actually, I'll save that video. Yeah. All right, I'll just put this up if anyone wants to come up. because otherwise it's going to and because I'm running out of questions. And I'm not going to bore you with the stuff that I found through my studies through the week. It wasn't really exciting. The entrepreneur course was pretty good, but the soil science, that's just starting, so it's not quite into it. So I'll probably have more next week on that. And plus, I've been a bit busy doing something else this week. But so if any more questions, because it's going to end. I'll play this again. This is so you don't look at a blank screen. This is the innovation on greenhouses. I was sick of hydro. Yeah. All right. If this is going to stop in 30 seconds, so if I haven't got any more, I'll end it after this. You do get consistent growth in hydro. Yeah, you do, because there's consistent air to the roots. So that's why if you feed that's why those people who just do little drip feeds to plants, they get massive growth, and it's for the same reason, mate. Think might have to save some 30% shake off piece. Yes, I'll be peacing out with you. That's it. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope you have a really good week. Next week's video is on next week's video is, I think it's on bricks. I'm just going to actually have a check here just so I give you a bit of a sneak peek. Yeah, bricks in plants is next week's video. So I hope you all enjoy that. And I'll go back to here. Thanks everybody dropping in. I hope you all have a nice week. Stay happy growing and happy breeding to you, and good health. Bye-bye.